This is Honors Algebra 2 Pre-Calculus. We're doing 10.7 in Pre-Calc, which is polar coordinates. So in example 4, we're going to convert to polar again, but I picked something that's a little bit harder in terms of where it is on the unit circle and how we're not always great at knowing where stuff is on the unit circle. So first thing, right, this is definitely in quadrant 1, right? Wherever it is, it's definitely in quadrant 1 because both of these coordinates are positive, right? So whatever angles I end up getting, one of them will probably be in quadrant 1, like this will be the angle that's in quadrant 1, and there will also be a matching one in quadrant 3 that I could choose to use. So I'm going to get one of those, right? So let's start by using x squared plus y squared equals r squared, right? So it's going to be a 100 plus a 100 times 3, because both the 10 and the root 3 are squared, equals an r squared. So 400 is my r squared. So my r is a plus or minus 20, right? Because that's the square root of 400. So that's great. If I pick this angle, I'm going to use r as 20. If I pick this angle, I would use r as negative 20. For the angle, the tangent of theta is going to be 10 root 3 over 10, right? Which is going to be a root 3 over 1. Now that's great, except root 3 and 1 don't appear in that form on the unit circle. The way they appear on the unit circle is as a root 3 over 2 and a 1/2. So I'm looking for a y on the unit circle that's a root 3 over a 2, an x in the unit circle that's a 1/2, and the same sign. Because the caveat here is they don't have to both be positive, right? I could pick the negative as well. So that's going to happen here and here at pi over 3 and 4 pi over 3, right? So if I pick pi over 3, I'm going to use 20 as the r. If I pick 4 pi over 3, I'm going to use negative 20. So the easiest option for my answer is to pick the direction I actually want to go, which is pi over 3, and put a 20 in for r. The other logical option would be to pick the opposite direction, which would be 4 pi over 3, and then indicate that I'm walking backwards, which would be a negative 20 for my r. Again, this is another situation where there are infinite possible answers. Now, sometimes they cut it down so it's not infinite by giving you a window, and they say, hey, you can only use 0 to 2 pi or something. But there are infinite possible correct ways to describe this point. That's just the two options I picked as good options. I would pick this one as the better option. Option 1 is the easier option.